Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we'll be going through the Adelaide versus Gold Coast game review, in which Adelaide ran out pretty convincing winners, 47-15, and how Marinoff got shut down by Single. I mean, they both had horrific fancy output games to their average, but I guess Single did her job, limiting out Marinoff, especially in the first half here to, what did Marinoff have? 17, 16, 24, 34. So she came alive in the second half, 58 in the second half. But just in the end, Marinoff got to 91 and Single 65. But the real killer was Garner that I went in for instead of going for Rowbottom. That would have opened up everything. So I think that's a learning curve at the moment with especially the top line sort of girls is to go for those not real. I mean, Garner, we knew that there was going to cop a tag there, so that was probably not the greatest idea. So that's why I'm second guessing actually now going for Parker rather than trying to save up all my cash and go for a better forward. But we'll wait and see on that one, I guess. There are some options available to me, I guess, if I do some maneuvering now. Thinking about it, I actually can get Phillips up to like a Morrison or something, I think, if I do some maneuvering, but I'll do that off camera, I guess. But anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Hatchard 119, absolutely huge, 27, 5, 10, and 119 points in the end. Newman 105, sort of interesting there. If we look at here and we go, and this, as you can see, is very, was just left there from the last video. So you have Hatchard 119, Newman 105, both midfielders. Newman, how's she tracking? Sort of off and on, to be honest with you. I wouldn't look into that if I'm being honest. Charlton 94, 967k mid is just sort of going 70s. Then you have Marinoff. Ballard, I wouldn't look into that either. Bedell, I wouldn't look into that either. That doesn't look promising. Martin, if we look at let's just look at the CBAs for them, and let's just see. Martin had 5% in the Essendon game, and if we look at her stats here, 555k forward, 65. I don't like the look of that anyway. So yeah, that can go on the back burner. Jones, if we look at actually averages, so you have Nima Kelly went 58, so she's starting to drop now, so I wouldn't be jumping on her. Ponta is sort of just there or thereabouts, but she dropped to 37, so I wouldn't be jumping on her either. And if we look at their sort of CBA numbers, you'll see, I think Ponta's got good numbers, though. That's the surprising thing. She just doesn't score, which is really awkward. Or at least she doesn't score heavily. So that could be an interesting one. She's playing Melbourne this week, so that'll be a tough matchup anyway. So I wouldn't be going for any of the Adelaide girls. Anyway, so back to the game. Newman 105, 9 marks, 2 tackles for a 105 with a missed shot with a behind. Charlton 14, 2 and 14 for a 94. So yeah, she just got her tackling on in that game. So did Marinoff with 13 and Ballard with 11. They ended up with 92 overall, as you can see. So Adelaide are a very heavy tackling side for fantasy points. They ended up 200 above the likes of Gold Coast in terms of fancy outputs for the game. So we talked about Marinoff 91, Ballard 79. We talked about with the 11 tackles and only 12 touches to get to there. So that was a pretty good effort. Disposal per fancy points. So the non-disposal points were very heavy in her output to get up there. Bedell 26-1 for 75 is a pretty fair effort from her. Martin 73 on the back of a 7 tackle effort and also 15 touches, so just something to look out for because she did have that Essendon game, but she has had some good games outside of that. Tonen 66, just sort of a not really outlandish game, 12, 3 and 6. Good non-disposal points there. What's that, 24, 33 non-disposal points, so half of her 50% non-disposal. That's a fair chunk. Jones 62, Nima Kelly, as we talked about, 58 for 15 touches. So I wouldn't be surprised if she does bounce back. She seems like she is around the contest, one that can get the ball quite a lot on the outside. So I wouldn't be surprised if she does bounce back, but could it be the end of her sort of fairy tale run up in the prices and how she sort of helped people jump from a mid price up to a premium? Prowse, Muller, Allen, Randall. Randall's just, her role is just horrific. I don't know necessarily why, but I'm pretty sure that it could have been an injury that caused her to be a key defender this year. As someone got ruled out, but I'm not 100% sure. If you know, put that in the comments. Now we move on to Gold Coast, and you see Rowbottom 126, 28 and 13, 4 and 4 free kicks wise is a -8, so she was a 1-3-4 with that, and yeah, huge effort from her. Whitford had a really good start, and then just the second and fourth quarters combined for 38 got her down to a 99. She was a 105 at one point, so she had a couple of things taken away from her, which was really annoying. But 99 still decent, but not the sort of outlandish score that I would have hoped. Drennan 95, Carney 81. So is there something? Let's look at the GWS girls now, and let's try and just sort through if any of them. Let's look at the round points. So you have Zurika. We're not looking at GWS. You have that's the last game. You've got the Gold Coast girls here. Rowbottom, Whitford, Drennan, Carney 81 as a defender. Not really intrigued about that, to be honest with you. Gervin 67, single, a forward 65. I think she's going to be able to bounce back, to be honest with you. Does suck that she's sort of used her break even up, and her break even's probably going to go back up to 80, but she'll be on Conti next week, which will be really interesting to watch, as I think she'll be able to lay a huge amount of tackles there. And she'll probably be able to get the ball a lot more herself. With only 8 touches, I think she has a lot more, especially if she can lay those sort of 8 tackle games at least. Then all she needs, if she can get that sort of 10 to 12 kicks, that's already going to be a 60-point game. Then she has 5 or 6 handballs. That gets you up to 70, a mark or 2. That gets you up to sort of almost that 75, 80 range on average quite easily, and she can easily go for 12 tackles, which is 48, plus the 10 kicks already gets you up to 80, and then add the handballs and marks and you get a 95 game in there. So I think she is still there. Depoy 63, Catasano, 23-year-olds forward, 552k. I'm not looking into her, to be honest with you. Bella, the ruckman, I don't think is there. Fitzpatrick, 520k, don't think is there. Darcy's had, I think, 2 mares in a row, is it? Yeah, 58 and a 44. So glad that I didn't go for her, as she was at one point traded in, but again, options sort of change. I've already got 3 screenshots of trades, and I'm about to produce a 4th when I finish this video. So there's that, and so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much, even though we didn't go through the stats, you sort of saw how the Gold Coast girls sort of lined up and how they did, and it's not really much outside of Rowbottom, Whitford, and to be honest, Single, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Sard had a 61st game and now gone 35. So yeah, I don't really like the look of any of the Gold Coast girls anyway. So that is the video, and I guess I will see you guys in the preview. That will probably be a little bit later. I had some uni commitments, obviously, with classes, etc. So just trying to get these 2 out at 6 p.m. and hopefully the review will be out at 7, and then we can get back to normal scheduling in terms of recordings. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.